So we have a Power BI reporting requirement of Zomato. So let me quickly go through requirement first before diving into the solution. Zomato is a restaurant aggregation and meal delivery service based in India. It is operating in several countries across the world. Zomato provides information about numerous eaters as well as consumer reviews. Zomato owners aims to find hidden irregularities in the company data, and the ultimate goal of the project is to determine the data in such a way that they can accurately assess the business performance. So the data is accessibly in form of Excel files. So we need to download the Excel file, load them, and we need to create our visualization and report. Each of which contains information about multiple restaurants operating in certain continents. So multiple files for the multiple continents. Client wants to construct consolidated and interactive Power BI report that would allow them for the following. So they need to derive the total data on the number of restaurants worldwide, including continents, country, and the cities. So they need to view data on the global scale with the capacity to drill down on the granular level. So firstly, they need to view the data on the continent level, then country and the city, and so on. They also need the derived data on the restaurants with highest average customer rating, lowest average cost. So they should be able to filter and view information based on the geographical information, based on the service they provide, whether it is online ordering or the reservation service, and also the average rating slab by the color. We also need to identify the restaurants with mass cuisine serves. The report has to be in a Zomato theme across the different sections of the report, and the report should be able to be viewed by Zomato user from web browser as well as from mobile device. So here is the steps for that one as well, but we'll do that step. So let's quickly go to the dataset and let's download the dataset first. For that one, let me copy the link, open the Google Chrome, and let's download the data from there. So file for the projects, let me click on that one. Let me download the data. Data is downloaded. So let's create a new folder, Zomato analysis. Let's keep the downloaded folder inside that one and let's extract it. Okay, let's Zomato analysis. We can delete this one, go inside this one, copy both or cut both of the folders, go inside Zomato analysis, paste it here, and you can delete this file for the project as well. So we do have the dataset and the image that can be used to create a Zomato theme. So let's see over the dataset what do we have. Let's open the Africa dataset. So it may be the restaurant on the Africa. So we have restaurant ID, we have country code, we have city, and we have the restaurant name and restaurant address. They are on same place. We have locality, longitude, latitude, cuisines, locality, verbose. So cuisines, they are all at the same place with the comma separated value. So I guess all of the other continent also have same data. So we need to load them, combine them, and we need to view them. So it's similar format: cuisine, longitude, latitude, locality, restaurant name and address combined, country code, country, and city. So we have country code, not the country name. So all these data have same format: North America, South America, Oceania. So these do have different convention or different column structure. So it has restaurant ID, average cost of 2 people, currency, whether it has table booking facility, whether it has online facility or not, price range, rating, votes, as well as rating in text. And there is another one different sheet with different schema, that is country code, and it has country code and the country information. So earlier we had on other sheet country code only, and based on that country code we can find the country name here. So let me quickly open the Power BI. So Power BI desktop, and let's import the data here. Okay. So let's go to home. It's taking a bit time. Bank report. We have already downloaded the data, so let's import the data here. Get data. We have all the data inside one folder, and multiple data have similar folder structure, so we need to import data from folder. So for that one, click on this folder and connect. Let's copy the folder path here. So this is the download location. Click here, copy it, and go here in Power BI and paste it. Okay, so this is the data, but we cannot directly combine or load them. We need to transform the data first, because all of the sheet doesn't follow the same convention, right? Okay, so two of the sheet doesn't follow the convention, that is fact table and the country code. So let's remove that one. And also the another thing to notice here is the sheet name is not common. If you look at the Africa file, it has a sheet name as Zomato Africa. If you look at the Asia file, it has Zomato Asia. So sheet name is not same, so you cannot directly click here and click on combine files, because it will give us error. So for that one, we need to create one new column. For that one, let's click on add column and then custom column. So here give formula as excel dot workbook, and inside bracket right there content. Yeah, content. No syntax error, click OK. So okay, this column has been created. We can remove all other columns apart from these, so just simply right click on that one and remove other columns. So click on this icon. So we want data only, so click on unclick everything first. So unclick everything first, click on data only and click OK. Again click everything. So we require all of the columns, click on column. So if you notice here, the restaurant name and restaurant code and all other things have been come as a row rather than data. So we need to shift that as a header. So click on use first row as header. Okay. So we have restaurant ID, we have country code, we have city, we have restaurant name, address, locality, locality verbs, longitude, latitude, cuisines. Okay. So let's give the dataset name as restaurants. Restaurant ID, country code. Let's split this restaurant name and address, because if you look at the assignment, it says it asks us to split that two values, right? So yeah, so we need to split that one and into restaurant name and restaurant address. For that one, simply click here and split column option by delimiter. So first thing is restaurant name and then comma. Now we do have restaurant comma and restaurant address, so we need to delimit by leftmost only. So leftmost, okay. Let's rename the column. It is restaurant name and it is restaurant address. So let's get rid of other thing, and this is restaurant address. Okay. So country code is required, restaurant country code is required, restaurant ID is required, restaurant name is required, restaurant address is required. We don't need the locality. We don't need the locality verbs for the assignment. We don't need the longitude. We don't need the latitude. So click here, control and click here, control and click here. Then scroll towards right, control and click here, and just click delete on the keyboard. So we have the selected columns only. And the next thing is to notice here is the city name. They don't have correct value. There are some typos within the city name itself, and we need to correct the typo first before loading the data. So let's quickly go through it. You can click here on the icon, click on load more. So simply navigate here. Abu Dhabi, Agra, Ahmedabad, all this seems to be correct. So I have already figured out what are the incorrect one. So let's click there, let's figure the incorrect one and let's correct it to the proper value. So Istanbul, it's incorrect, it's typo there, so I have click on that one. Simply right click here, replace value, and Istanbul has to be replaced with Istanbul. Okay, Istanbul. Okay, so Istanbul has been replaced. Since it is already filtered, just click on remove this filter law. Yes, delete, so that all columns will come here. So another thing is Cedar Rapids, so it's mentioned here as well, Cedar Rapids. So let's unselect everything first, load more. Yeah, this is the one that we need to replace, so that has to be replaced with this value. Copy it from here, go to Power BI, right click in the value that has to be replaced, click on replace value, and enter replace this value with this one. Okay, it has been replaced. Again, uncheck this filter rows because this row is limiting to Cedar Rapids only. So this also have been replaced. So apart from that, there are other two typos, that is on Sao Paulo and Brasilia. So click on load more. There is something called Sao Paulo. Let's click on Brasilia. No result. Okay, let's sort it. Let's try to eyeball it. Sort ascending. Okay, Agra, Ahmedabad, Brasilia. It has to start with P, right? So load more. First unselect everything so that we can select Brasilia only. So Brasilia. So let's source the correct name for Brasilia. It's this one. We go to Power BI, click here, again right click, replace value. Brasilia has to be replaced with this correct value, and again remove this filter rows. We don't need this sorted rows as well. Let's undo that one. Okay, and let's fix the typo for Sao Paulo as well. Let's uncheck everything first. Sao Paulo. Yeah, right there. Sao Paulo. Same process. Go here, right click, replace values, replace with Sao Paulo. Okay, so job is done. Let's remove this filter rows because it will limit result to Sao Paulo only. So let's go here, and it has been done. So this is done. Let's give another color, and this is also done. We have already splitted that one. Then let's remove the columns that are not removed. Oh, that's also done. We have removed longitude, latitude, and everything. So this is also done. Data transformation, this is also done, this is also done, this is also done. Everything is done. Okay, now we need to make a different table for cuisines. So let's see here. We have restaurant ID, okay, country code, city, restaurant, restaurant address, and cuisine. So we don't need cuisine here, and cuisine has to be on different table. So what we can do is we can duplicate this one. So duplicate this one, remove cuisine from here, select here, delete. So cuisine has been removed from here, and let's rename this one as cuisine, and let's store the information for restaurant ID and cuisine only for the cuisine that they serve. Rename the table to cuisine. We don't need other columns, country code, city, restaurant name, restaurant address. We don't need these one. We require only the cuisine. But the problem here is cuisine is comma separated, and we want this cuisine to be on multiple rows rather than comma separated. For this one, to solve this one, click on this cuisine and click on split column by delimiter. But for this time, we want to separate all of the columns, all of the values rather than earlier. So at each occurrence, and our delimiter is comma. Okay. So cuisine has been split across multiple columns, but we do want to split across multiple rows rather than multiple columns. So to fix this one, click on this, all of the columns that were separated earlier. So there were at max 10 cuisine that restaurants serve. Okay, all of them have been selected. Right click here and click on unpivot column. So it will basically repeat the value. So this two restaurant, this particular restaurant, it serves pizza, it serves as well as grill. So you can remove this one, and you can rename this column as cuisine. Okay, so these also have been done. Okay, I'm marking this one as red. So the loading for these two is done. So let me click on close and apply. We have merged all of the sheets and we have loaded them as two different tables. One is restaurant and another is cuisine. But we also need the tables that contains the rating information as well as that contains the country information. So let it load first, then I'll import both of them one by one. Okay, rows have been loaded. So for this time we are not merging the data, so let me click on get data from Excel workbook directly. It was on download location inside Zomato analysis dataset, and we require the country code. Okay. So we require this particular sheet. It contains one sheet only. Click on transform data because we want to do some cleanup prior to loading. So if you notice that the data does contains duplicate values as well as null values. So simply click control and click both of the columns and click on remove rows on this icon, then remove duplicates, again remove blank rows. So this is ready to be loaded. So you can simply click close and apply. So I've imported the countries as well. Now it's left to load the KPI. Click on Excel workbook, then the fact table, open. There's one sheet that's named as KPI. Transform the data to see if there is any duplicate or not. We want this field, we don't want currencies. It's not mentioned in the document for the, okay, we also don't want rating text as well. I don't remember voting, but let's keep it here, and if we want to remove it later we can come here and we can remove it. So okay, the data loading part has been done. So we have loaded the data as well. So now it's time for us to create the custom column that contains the no, this is also done. We have already loaded the country code and we have removed the blank values and we have removed the duplicates. So this is also done. So now it's the time for us to create the measures as mentioned here. We want to create all of these measures and finally we want to create the visualization on top of it. So before that, so let me click on report, let me click on this table view. So we have these tables. So let's click on model view and let's see if the relation have been identified or not. It have not been identified, so let's manage the relationship. For that one, click on manage relationship, new relationship. Let's maintain the relationship between restaurant and cuisine. Restaurant and cuisine based on restaurant ID, and one restaurant serves the multiple cuisine, but it's still saying many to many. It may be possible that the same restaurant had duplicate values here, so we want to clean that first. So click and take pencil, close. So let me go to the home and then transform data. For restaurant, click here. Let's remove the duplicates on that. Okay, so duplicate has been removed. So let me click on close and apply, and then again attempt to create a relationship. Okay. So manage the relationship again, add new relationship between restaurant and cuisine. Okay, now it said that one to many, one restaurant serve multiple cuisine. That's valid. Okay, let's save it. Then again we have to create a relationship between restaurant and the country, and then restaurant. One country has multiple restaurants, so one to many. Many countries restaurant can lie on one country, so you can think either way. So this is also done, and we also want to create a new relationship for KPI. So restaurant and then KPI. It has not suggested anything, so it's based on restaurant ID, one to one. Okay, so we have relationship across all of them. So let me close. For managing restaurant, KPI, country master, and cuisine. Okay, we have created the relationship as well. So let's again go to the requirement. What does it say? It says to create a rating color based in the appropriate table, and the rule is this one: if the rating is above 4.5 or including 4.5, it has to be dark gray, and if it is between 4 and 4.5, it has to be green. Okay, so let's create a rating color, and since rating is in our KPI sheet, so rating color has to be created KPI sheet itself. So rating is here. Let me minimize this visualization for a moment. Let me expand here. Average rating is here, so just click here, and on home, on modeling, click on new column, and name of column is rating color. So let's give the name, so let's keep the name as rating color. So there is the condition for that one. Let's use switch for that one. So it's true, and we need to have color based on aggregated rating, so it's on KPI. So KPI aggregate rating is if greater than equals to 4.5, then rating color is dark green. And there is another condition as well. If rating is between 4 and 4.5, and aggregated rating between 4 and 4.4, less than equals to 4.4. Then it has to be green. So let's create a custom column based on it. Okay, so rating color has been created inside KPI. So that's also done. So now we require to create measures, and the measures are restaurant count, average cost, average rating, and cuisine count. Restaurant count has to be created on restaurant because it's information about restaurant. Average cost and average rating has to be created inside KPI because we have information of cost and rating in KPI, and cuisine count has to be created on cuisine. So let's proceed ahead with that one. So let's go to a restaurant, again modeling, and it's the measure. So click on new measure, and the name of measure is restaurant count, right? Restaurant count. Okay, so let's give the name as restaurant count. Restaurant count. And how it has to be calculated? It has to be distinct count of restaurant ID. Distinct count of restaurant ID. Distinct count of restaurant table, restaurant ID. Okay, so that's also created. And another one is average cost. So let's create inside of KPI. So average cost, modeling, new measure, average cost. So it has to be calculated based on average of KPI column cost for 2. So it's the cost for 2. So cost for 2 divided by 2 is cost for 1, average cost for 1, and let's take the average of it 1, or we can simply take the average of 2 and then divide by 2. So that is also done. And then average rating. So average cost is here, and now we require average rating. So again, new measure, average rating, it has to be average of KPIs rating, average rating. Okay, so that's also done. So we have done till this much. So we also require cuisine count. Okay, so for cuisine count, let's go to the cuisine, and here new measure, sorry, not new column but the new measure. So let's delete it from the model for now. It's new measure, and the name of measure is cuisine count, and it's the distinct count of cuisine. So count distinct, distinct count, cuisine column, cuisine. So it's the cuisine count. Okay, so we have the cuisine count as well. Now we require another new column in the country code. So for that one, let's go to the country master. Let's rename it as country rather than country master. Double click, and this rename is country, and require a new column. So here is option for new column. So you can go to modeling and new column as well as in the table tools as well. So new column, and require the continent. So let's give name as continent, and there is the condition for that one. So before going to that one, let's view the data. table view. Okay, so double click here, or click, and then let's delete and recreate. Delete from the model. Okay, new column, column name is continent, and there is the condition for it here as well. So switch true. Okay, and require the condition. So condition is country. So if so this is from the country, right? So if country name country is in Indonesia, Sri Lanka, UAE, then India, what is the other, Philippines, PHILLIPNES, I think Qatar as well, and then Singapore as well. Okay, so if the country lies in this much, then it's Asian country. So let's test for it, and if it works, then we'll write it for the other as well. Okay, so it has been populated. So else, if it doesn't lie here, but rather if country codes lies in Brazil, then it's South American. Yeah, South America. We can simply write equals to as well, single value, not country code, it's country name. Yeah, that was the problem. Okay, then Australia, Turkey. Australia is in Australia itself, so another, let's copy this one, it will be faster. Australia, then it's Australia, and let's paste it. If country lies in Turkey, or this is not New Zealand. Which continent is New Zealand? Oceania. Okay, Oceania. Oceania. So I think it's only the Turkey that's in Europe. So if country calls to Turkey, then it's Europe. Qatar, there is typo. So let's fix it. Let's see what are the remaining, and then we'll again solve it. South Africa is Africa. UK is also Europe. So here let's write in curly braces, then United Kingdom, it's Europe. United Kingdom. then South Africa. Let's copy this one and let's paste it here. If it is South Africa, then it's Africa. Continent is Africa. Again, let's paste it here. If country equals to United States, or right here in, because there is Canada as well. United States or Canada, it's South America. Brazil was North America. Sorry. This is North America. Let's see what will be remaining. Okay, only the remaining is New Zealand and it's Oceania. Let's copy. Which one? I think Brazil would be easier. If it is New Zealand, Oceania. Okay, so we have created the custom columns as well. So all the data manipulation tasks is done. So the data manipulation task is done. So we need to create a require that is based on Zomato theme, and that can give us the insight.